So I got a curb find, about 3.5 horse Briggs Pushmower here that a friend dropped off. Gonna make a little video of it here, showing what a person would do to find out if the lawnmower is any good. First thing, you gotta look at the handles, make sure everything works, and in this case the starter rope's intact. Now I do see some of the tires are scrubbing there. This one's all cockeyed, and that one's leaning. I'll straighten that out by bending the deck. Makes it a lot easier to push the thing. But just looking at it, I don't see big rust holes in the deck or nothing. So flip it over, and now you can't do this for too long. You'll leak gas out and oil and everything. Now the first thing I'm seeing here, it's got a mulcher blade on it, and I shouldn't lean it that far because it will leak gas. But if you notice, it's cutting on the dull side of the blade. The sharp side of the blade's over here, and it rotates this way. So if somebody's got the blade on upside down, the wrong... Geez, I hate it when that happens. Batteries die partway through a video. Anyway, so back what I was saying here. The blade should look like this. It spins this way, so the sharp edge has to be, in this view, on the left hand side. This one, the sharp edge is on the right hand side, and your propeller part of it here that lifts the air, swirls it around in the deck, is doing the cutting. So this thing couldn't have been cutting with beans. So that's the first order of business on this, is take the blade off and put the correct blade on the correct direction. Then it'll probably start cutting better. Now the next thing, something wrong with the handles too. The handles dropping way down too far. I'm going to fix this one up and sell it real cheap to a friend because he says he needs one. Check the oil. And it's got oil, but man, is it black. Like, that is black. I'm sorry, that's like black paint. That's not always a good sign. Having oil that black can lead to, like worn connecting rod and stuff like that. But hopefully not. So then the next thing is gas. Check the gas. So it's got about half a tank of gas. I'm going to give it a sniff here. No, it's by the color of it, it's about halfway to oil. So it's got old gas in it. No way it's going to start on that. So gotta take the gas tank and carb off, drain the gas out of it, put new gas in. The other thing I'll do is verify the spark. Wire seems kind of loose there, but it's almost like maybe a mouse ate it off inside. But check all that out. You gotta have spark and good gas and oil to get an engine going. That's the three main things. Also check the air cleaner out, but I'll do that when I take the carb off. So like I say, just gonna tune this old lad up and fix what's wrong with it, and sell it cheap to a relative. I prefer doing that rather than just pulling the engine off them, and it ends up in my my 350 strong herd of Briggs engines like this one. I just got it at the scrapyard yesterday. It's a 91, so it's all metal internal parts. So, but I got to find a home for it because I'm running out of sheds and shedlets. There's a little shedlet there. That one's got Ford Focus parts in it, not Briggs's. Anyway, so next section of this video, I will have done some tearing down on this this Pushmower here. So I went ahead and pulled the blade off, and I was right, the blade was on upside down, but this one's one of these star-shaped, as you can see there. There's numerous ones. There's large circle, and then the 3/8 inch bolt small circle, which used to be very common. So anyway, this blade, apparently somebody bought a new blade and then put it on upside down like this. So it has to go so that it rotates the direction my thumb's moving. So the sharp edge needs to be on that side. So then I just go ahead and put the central bolt in it there, tighten it down. guarantee you it'll cut grass a lot better with the blade going the right direction. So I went ahead and pulled the gas tank and carburetor off it and emptied all the gas out and took the 5 bolts out of the carburetor, removed it from the gas tank. Some grunge on this screen, and then you get this other main screen here, and there's little specks of stuff on it, but the main reason I tear it apart is to get all of the grunge that builds up out of those 2 areas. And the ethanol gasoline seems to be causing that problem. It's like it builds up little clumps of stuff. I could see it better, but it's like it's invisible to the camera now. Still some of it down in that hole there, but that just avoids a whole lot of headaches. I'll try this carburetor diaphragm. I probably have a new one, but I'll give this one a try. I have reused them before. Usually they work fine. It's just dirt accumulation in there that causes the problems. So I will pull the recoil starter cover off also to clean any grass shavings and dirt out of the cooling fins. And I've also got to work on the deck here. The handles, I found out why they're dropping. It's because there's 2 bolts on each side, and the top bolts are loose, like they've worn the body out. So got some work to do on it, but we'll get her going again. So this is why I take the top cover off. You can see all the grass fuzz sitting there, and a bunch of it built up on the intake manifold. Some more just about blocking these cooling fins on the head. There was a leaf sitting here, so I'll clean all that out. That way the engine won't try to overheat immediately. That can fry motors too. Get all the cooling fins plugged in, it overheats and scores the cylinder. Okay, so I cleaned the dirt out of the cooling fins. I use a little tiny straight blade screwdriver here. And what I actually did, I undid this, took the 3 bolts out, left the other ones tight. Normally I would take the head right off, but I'm not doing that because they got these head gaskets on them that you destroy them when you take them apart. So anyways, if you take this off, you'll get it out of the way. Then you just bend this down far enough that you can get down there and clean it all out. Same thing here, there was grass up in there that I got it all out. And I also removed the spark plug. It's, as you can see, it's kind of black and dirty, and what I do, I just take a wire brush and wire brush it clean, and then take paper towel and wipe between the 2 electrodes, clean it all up good. I very seldom ever buy a new spark plug. This one here, I noticed there's some corrosion on this part here, and the wire didn't fit 100% tight on it, so I might give that a squeeze and tighten her up. It's almost like it's been kind of sparking from the wire to the spark plug. So I'll deal with that also. Geez, I'm starting to see why nobody ever changes their lawnmower oil. This is a kind of a pain in the arse here. So I get the motors, they're loose, like that one over there. I just pick it up and put a funnel in a 2-liter pop bottle and drain the oil that way. But that's because I can tip the motor upside down. But I mean, I could do that this way too, drain it out of here, but good way to get a hernia. So anyway, I got her up here, and she's dripping slowly there. But as you can see on the plug here, the oil looks something more like black paint than it does oil. So 2009 lawnmower, it's probably 10-year-old oil. Maybe topped it up over time, but I'll admit I don't change mine every year or anything either. But you know, it starts to get black like that, it's time to do something about it. It preserves the life of your motor, because these motors don't have oil filters or anything. So any kind of little metal shavings or anything, carbon builds up in it. That's why it turns black instead of yellow. and you know, it degrades over time. So, and you get water in it, acid contamination from burning gasoline, you know, different things. So it doesn't hurt to change the oil. I don't know what a good, every 3 years maybe or something, 5 years. Just change it at some point. Don't be like my Fred Green video there when doing the 15-year oil change. That's too long. Well, that's a little concerning. That is not 0.6 liters of oil sitting there. So that means this thing didn't have a whole lot of oil in it. That's nice and black. So the question is, do I take a chance, just fill it up with oil, put it all back together and try to run it? Or do I tear the motor off, tear it apart, and see what the conrod looks like? So I got a little bit of a debate going on here. Like I say, this is being built for a relative, so I don't want the thing to, you know, last 2 grass cuttings and put the rod out the side.